my friends, it seems that occupiers didn't expect such a response from the Ukrainian forces along the entire front line. They were hoping that all of the Ukrainian forces were redirected for a counteroffensive. However, the general staff of Ukraine, as always, outplayed the Russians, and today the Ukrainian forces have enough strength to repel the most powerful tank attacks by the Russians practically along the entire front line. Let's start right away with the Kupiansk direction. The occupiers were hoping for a quick breakthrough, but as we can see, the attacks began on October 7th and for 12 days haven't brought them any success. Neither tanks nor artillery helped. The Ukrainian forces continue to repel all attacks and the front line remains unchanged. Okay, before we continue, I'd like to ask you to share this video on social media and watch it to the end. It greatly helps promote my channel. Thank you. In the Svatove area, the Ukrainian forces managed to halt all attacks around Stelmakhivka, but fighting is still ongoing near the settlement of Nadia. However, over the past day, the front line hasn't changed, so the situation is under control. In the Kremenna area, the occupiers couldn't execute their grand operation to push the Ukrainian forces across the river. As a result, all attacks have ceased. For now, there are only shelling incidents and the front line remains unchanged. As Shoigu stated, it's not an offensive operation, it's merely an active defense. So this is how they decided to justify their latest failure. In the Siversk direction, shelling continues without any offensive actions, and even Bilohorivka, which the Russians tried to capture for months, remains under the control of the Ukrainian armed forces. The situation here is unchanged today. In the Bakhmut direction, the occupiers, as a result of yesterday's attacks in the Andriivka area, didn't achieve any success. So, they have relocated to the Klyshchivka area and are now launching new attacks there, incurring further losses and retreating to their previous positions. So it appears they want to attempt new offensive actions on the northern flank, as the number of shelling incidents has increased. Perhaps there is preparation for another senseless attack. In the Avdiivka direction, the occupiers have decided to gather more troops and equipment and are attempting to storm Ukrainian positions in 3 directions. In the southern area, they are trying to extend their flanks to encircle Avdiivka near the coking chemical plant. Fierce battles are taking place around the slag heap, which they previously captured but retreated from due to losses. Now they are attempting to advance toward it again, thinking that this elevation will assist them. There are also attacks on the outskirts of Avdiivka, but all these attacks are being successfully repelled and the front line remains unchanged. As for yesterday's attacks in the Pervomaisky area, they have once again failed. The Russians are now only conducting shelling. To the south, the occupiers continue to engage in battles on the outskirts of Marinka, but without success. Attacks have also resumed in the Vuhledar area, accompanied by shelling. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers continue to shell frontline settlements heavily and advance towards Zolota Niva through fields and Kherson. But within a day, no changes have been observed. The Ukrainian forces are successfully repelling all attacks. In the Zaporizhia direction, the encirclement of our troops by the Russians was unsuccessful, so today they continue to attempt attacks in the area of Robotine, and there are shelling incidents along the entire front line. No changes have been observed so far. The spokesperson for the Tavria direction reported that Ukrainian forces advanced about 1 kilometer near Verbove. Specifically, the defense forces partially succeeded in the area west of Verbove and advanced approximately 1 kilometer. Unfortunately, we have heard such statements multiple times, but there are no confirmed changes along the front line as of yet. We await updates on the map. In the Kherson direction, the occupiers are intensely shelling the entire front line. However, it appears that the Ukrainian forces have decided to respond seriously. A fire was reported in Svatove after a possible missile strike. Some sources also report explosions, so it seems another ammunition depot of the Russians has been destroyed. In Crimea, drone attacks continue. Last night, the Russian Ministry of Defense stated that their aviation had managed to destroy a maritime drone in the Black Sea. President Zelensky also confirmed that airstrikes on 2 air bases took place yesterday, resulting in the destruction of 9 helicopters and other military equipment made by ATACMS missiles.
Our brigades, the 54th Separate Mechanized Brigade, the 68th Separate Jaeger Brigade, the 25th Separate Airborne Brigade, this is the Lyman direction. And the Soledar direction, the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade and the 93rd Kolodny Yar Separate Mechanized Brigade. Thank you, warriors. Thank you to everyone who is fighting and working for Ukraine. Thank you to everyone who is helping us. And today I am especially grateful to the United States. Our agreements with President Biden are being implemented. And they are being implemented very accurately. ATACMS have proven themselves. Glory to Ukraine.
So, is it worth expecting ATACMS on the Crimean bridge? Please write your opinions in the comments. According to preliminary information, the USA has provided Ukraine with up to 12 tactical missiles. This is unofficial information, and it appears that the transfer of weapons is happening rather covertly. Additionally, due to the significant losses on the front, the Russians are openly encouraging the launching of incubators and increasing the number of potential occupiers.
Мы должны по призыву президента удвоить население России в ближайшие 50 лет вдвое. То есть нас должно быть к 1973 году этого столетия не менее 290 миллионов человек. Поэтому, если мы ставим подобные амбициозные задачи, надо добиться, чтобы даже при сокращении социальных статей госбюджета не были уменьшены программы и расходы, связанные с решением вопросов в демографической сфере.
Meanwhile, in Israel, the situation seems to be spiraling out of control. Oh, I remember. It's reported that as a result of an attack on the Gaza Strip, approximately 500 people have lost their lives. The images circulating on the internet are horrifying, but I can't show them to you due to YouTube's rules. In the meantime, President Biden has responded to this event.
I was deeply saddened and outraged by the explosion at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. And based on what I've seen, it appears as though it was done by the other team, not you. But there's a lot of people out there not sure. So we've got to overcome a lot of things.
And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.